Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina
from Our Rich Journey. Today we are talking about how social media is making you poor. You see, Christina and I have observed some very disturbing things over this past year in particular, and we want to talk about them so that you make 2023 your best year ever financially. You see, it's well known that social media plays a role in your insecurities, whether they're physical, mental, whatever the case may be. You can look at social media and it can affect how you feel about yourself, but it can definitely affect how you feel about your money, how you spend your money, and how you invest your money. And so we want to talk about some specific things that you should be looking out for whenever you are scrolling through your feeds.
Now, what we want to do is we want to actually focus on something that you probably haven't heard of as it relates to social media and how you spend your money. A lot of times we hear about these common things like you have FOMO because you see other people posting things on Instagram or TikTok, or you see people wearing certain things and you want to buy them, or driving certain cars and you want these cars. That's not what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about these little subtle things that a lot of times go unnoticed, but can have a huge impact with how you deal with your finances.
Now, just to be clear, we believe that there are a lot of good people on social media sharing their journeys to help other people also prosper in life. On the other hand, there are some people on social media that unfortunately are there only for the money, that are there peddling their goods and services or promoting things simply for the money.
And it's not only that, it's not only social media influencers, but it's the platforms as well. These platforms run off of advertisements. That's how they generate income. So you're getting advertisements from influencers, and then you're also being bombarded by advertisements from the platforms.
And of course, these advertisements are geared exactly towards you because they monitor exactly how you use social media, and they take your interests and amplify those. Now, with all that said, let's talk about the dark side of social media and how it could be making you poor over the long run. The first thing we want to talk about are investment trends that go viral on social media. And a great example of this is what took place with NFTs. Now, if you look on your social media feed right now, you probably won't see anyone pushing an NFT. But 6 months ago, a year ago, that's all celebrities and influencers were talking about were NFTs, how you should buy their NFT, how you should invest in this other NFT. Now, this is what we call investment trends. These are not long-term sustainable investments, but rather they are the flash in the pan hot thing. Things that have no actual substance behind them, that are not really assets, but instead are promoted because of popularity. And this popularity gives value to them only in the moment.
So Aman and I talk a lot about being long-term investors, but when you're on social media and the average person spends hours a day on social media, and you constantly get this feed where it's saying, invest in this new trend, invest in this new fad, but of course they don't present it as a trend or a fad. They present it as this way where you're going to make tons of money very quickly. You're bombarded with these types of advertisements. And when you react to these types of advertisements, that's where your money takes a hit.
And the tactics with these type of investments are all the same. They are saying you should be the first one in on something like this. You better jump on it before everyone else does. You should be the pioneer, the rule breaker, all of these things that play off of your emotions of FOMO.
So our recommendation to you is when you see these things in your feed, really understand how that information is coming to you, and understand that you also need to make your own individual assessment about these types of investments.
The next thing that could be making you poor on social media is that you are following people that claim to be entrepreneurs, that claim to be these incredible business people, when in reality, they show absolutely no proof of their business success. Now, you can go on social media and you can see these people because they're always making claims about all of the money that they are making and all the success that they have. And these same people will go a step further and say, if you want to be as successful as me, buy my course to teach you how to be an entrepreneur. I can teach you how to save money on taxes. I can teach you how to build your credit. I can teach you how to take $100 and turn it into $10,000. Now, these are some outrageous claims. Well, a lot of these social media influencers, they're only making money from selling you this dream.
Now, this is really important because these types of people can be focused on giving you investment advice or advice about taxes, loans, credit, Things that could result in not only you losing money, but also you facing some sort of criminal or civil penalties as a result.
The next thing about social media that could be making you poor are all of the scams. If there is a digital scam to be had, it is going to be on social media. Whether it's somebody impersonating you, fishing for your data, impersonating an influencer, or asking you to fund a GoFundMe of some sort, these types of scams are all over social media. In fact, when you're on social media, you're exposed to these types of scams all the time within the comments of almost every post. And you would think that people are aware that these people are scammers. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people fall for these scams. That's why they continue to grow in popularity.
So those are the negative consequences of being on social media. But like we said, social media is not all negative. There's a lot of positives to social media. So what we want to focus on now are some of the tips that we have for protecting yourself so you don't become financially poor as a result of social media.
Our first tip is to look at the accounts that you're following and get rid of the flash and look for substance. And what we mean by this is if you are following someone and you notice that everything they put up is just of them stunting, showing off, talking about all of the money that they are making, but they are not really talking about the process that they are going through and sharing in detail the process, then you should move away from those type of accounts.
Yes, you definitely have to be careful of these types of accounts that only show you this magical end result. They don't go through the details. They don't show you how to get there, but they're always constantly advertising that if you pay them, that you will eventually find out how to get to Z.
The next thing you can do is do your own research. Now, it's great to go to social media and get the idea. Maybe get the seed that you eventually go to plant, but it is up to you to go a step further. Now, something Christina and I love to do is we love to just find a subject and then dive deep into that subject on our own. And social media can be a great place to get started on that journey. But it's important that you go off of social media, that you read books, you listen to podcasts, you go and you talk to people about some of these subjects so that you can expand your knowledge and then feel confident about making an investment or taking on an entrepreneurial venture.
The next tip that we have is to practice the 72-hour rule when it comes to social media. Now, we encourage everyone to practice the 72-hour rule no matter what, but especially when it comes to social media. And what that is when you see some sort of advertisement, anything for sale, something endorsing something, wait at least 72 hours before you purchase that service or that product. You think about it over the 72 hours, and after those 72 hours, if you still feel like buying that product or service, then you can consider it at that time. What we're really trying to do is to encourage you to stop this type of impulsive buying, where you're buying something and you're not really researching what it is, you're not really thinking about the concept behind what you're purchasing. By allowing you to have 72 hours between the time that you want something and the time that you actually purchase it, that gives you more time to really think about whether this product or service is actually helpful for you.
Our next tip is to tweak your algorithm so that what you are fed is stuff that you can really be nurtured from. Now, what I mean by this is that all of these social media apps will ask for your feedback. They will say, is this something that you are interested in looking at, or do you want to see more of this on your feed? That is usually an option on every platform. And so what you can do is go into the settings, or if you see something that is posted that is not aligned with your interests, that you know could be detrimental, make sure to give your feedback on the app so that what is being provided to you changes and is more positive.
Yes, so it's almost like curating the type of influencers that are sent to you, but also the types of advertisements that are sent to you, because you can say these types of advertisements are not relevant to me.
And our last tip is to follow people that are consistent in the message that they are providing you. If you are following some influencer that seems to be jumping back and forth and trying to sell you whatever product or service that is hot at the moment, be very weary of those people and maybe unfollow them. But you know, something else that you could also do is spend less time on social media, because the hours that you are spending scrolling on social media are hours that are being taken away from you moving forward on your ultimate goals. You see, it's so important to improve yourself, to work on your goals. And I know that if you are on social media scrolling, you are not doing that. And so that is our ultimate message to you guys. And so if you guys have liked this video and you have found it helpful and it has given you food for thought, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.